Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Snif Mornings at Levain. Now, this candle I recently purchased, I want to say maybe about a month ago now at this point, from the Snif website. This is a fairly new launch, or I would say it is the newest launch in the Snif candle lineup. Snif is known for their personal fragrances as well as some of their candles. I personally have talked at length about a couple of the personal fragrances that I really enjoy. In fact, the first candle review that I did for the brand was on the Heal the Way fragrance, which if you caught that review, you guys know that that has actually been my most complimented personal fragrance that I've ever owned in my collection. So, I was really intrigued by this candle when they started doing the teasers over on social media. And it was intensified, I would say, in good part to my friend Drew Yock, who said, "Oh my goodness, have you seen this?" I know that Drew and also my friend Melanie, Mr. Kong's mom, they have been pretty big fans of some Snif candles. And so I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and give this one a try because it's a gourmand. And I wasn't really sure exactly what to expect based off of the fragrance notes. And I've got to tell you guys, my thoughts have changed quite a bit on this one since I have started burning it. So, this vessel that I am reviewing here for you guys is their 2-wick 8.5-ounce vessel. Now, this is a little pricey item. It does retail for $46. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how maybe you can get this candle for a little bit lower price point. And like I said, it does have 2 wicks. You can kind of see that behind the vessel here. You've kind of got this like ribbed glass. It's a beautiful like indigo blue. I'll reach up and so that way you can go ahead and just see the wicks. We've got, this is a soy wax blend. Snif does say that they are vegan, cruelty-free, and they pride themselves on being, they say that they are either non-tox or low-tox type of candle brand. But let's go ahead and get into what the fragrance notes are on this candle. Fragrance notes are listed as Levain Cookie Accord, sea salt, cocoa resinoid, chopped walnuts, creamy Orcanox, and fluffy musk. Now, this is a collaboration candle with the Levain Bakery, which I believe originated in New York City. I have never been to New York, fun fact about me. But again, my friend Drew, in my mind, he is Mr. New York because he loves that city. And so I had actually reached out to him. I was like, okay, first and foremost, tell me how I'm supposed to be pronouncing this bakery. And he says it's Levain. And then he said that, yeah, they are very, very well known for, they have like a certain kind of chocolate chip cookie, but he says that this fragrance smells quite authentic to what you smell when you walk into their bakeries. Now, I haven't done too much research into the brand, but I do believe that they have expanded a couple of other storefronts. I believe that there's possibly one in Los Angeles or the Los Angeles area. And maybe there's a few more around New York. I'm not positive on that. But anyways, you guys, what is my nose detecting here? You guys, this is an incredible, unique gourmand fragrance. I have not smelled anything like this with other candle brands. And you guys know, I love gourmand fragrances. I love a lot of fragrance. I love woodsy fragrances. Sometimes I've even started to like some florals in the springtime. Like I'm pretty open to a lot of fragrances. And this one is just such a unique gourmand to my nose because there's nothing really perfumey about this. If you want an authentic gourmand fragrance from the brand Snif, then absolutely you are going to love this. But I say that to me, this smells like there are chocolate chip cookies being baked. However, it's not overly sweet. It's not artificial smelling. There is something that is actually almost kind of savory to this fragrance, but that little bit of cocoa resinoid in there, which you guys know, I'm not typically your girl who loves chocolate fragrances. This is beautifully and perfectly done because the cocoa resinoid note in here is coming across almost maybe like a I almost want to say like a semi-sweet chocolate. This is not an overtly milk chocolate fragrance. It's not, the chocolate note in here is not overtaking that savory cookie accord. in this candle, and that's what I am here for. Personally, you guys know I typically don't really love chocolate fragrances. In fact, I could probably only name maybe 3 chocolate fragrances off the top of my head that I have really loved. One of those being Kringle Candles Red Velvet. I like that Kringle also had like a chocolate bunnies candle, and then like their chocolate eggs. Those are about the only chocolate fragrances that I really love, because chocolate to my nose can come across very sour. It can take an almost lactonic type of note in it. In home fragrance. But I'm very happy to say that what I get in here is definitely like it's definitely smells like freshly baked cookies, slight hint of cocoa in there. Maybe a little bit of that chopped walnut accord in here is what's lending to that savory component. And then there is a little bit what they say like fluffy musk, creamy Orcanox. I believe the Orcanox, I had looked up, you know what, let me look back in my notes here, because I had remembered looking up what Orcanox is, because that was a fragrance note that was also listed in the Heal the Way candle. Let me see, did I write it down here? Yeah, Orcanox, they say, can be listed as musky, woody, and amber-like, with sensual and warm undertones. And I would definitely see how that would work here. Again, this is not a perfumey fragrance. This is not an overly conceptual gourmand fragrance. But is it unique and more elevated than, like, say, what you would get at a lot of your like, and this is not throwing shade, but like this is definitely a fragrance like that is definitely more elevated and unique than, say, if you were to run into like Bath and Body Works, or even like what I think like some people would think. I know Goose Creek is really known for their gourmands, but this is just definitely a more elevated gourmand. It definitely smells authentic. Very, very well done. So yay for the fragrance, because on cold, I wasn't so sure. I think I was picking up a little bit more of that cocoa note on cold, but I'm really happy to say that that is definitely more of a background fragrance once this candle is burning. Now, here's where we're going to get into the performance of this candle. So you can see when I just lifted up the wax, nice, clean burning wax here. The wicks are not overly hot and aggressive. I have been trimming them a little bit, but it's not sooty at all. Here's the thing, you guys, you look at this little candle and you think, okay, that was a lot of money. $46 on this little tiny vessel, you know, like here's my hand, right? $46 seems like a lot. You guys, this candle packs a punch even in this little tiny vessel. I have been burning it out here in my living room today, and I was burning it. I'm going to lift this up. I haven't done it in a while, but back there, do you see that quilt rack on the wall? There's a shelf on that wall, and sometimes I will place my candles on that shelf, particularly on mornings like today when I had my windows open, because the other place that I burn candles in my open concept, if you're looking right here, there's a window outside on the back here. And on the other side of that window, I have a little table. And sometimes I will place this candle stand right there when the windows are closed, and I will burn candles from there, especially if they're like my heavier candles, because I don't always trust that they're going to be okay up on that quilt rack. However, when the windows are open, it's kind of pointless for me to place my candle right there, because otherwise the fragrance is just going to go right outside. Anyways, you guys, I have mentioned several times before that for whatever reason, that little point in my home, for whatever reason, candles most of the time really like throwing from that area, and that is the case as well for this candle. You guys, this fragrance to me, the throw on this one in this little 2-wick is almost an 8 in terms of strength and throw. Now that is from, again, a point in my home where I know that I statistically, or not statistically, I mean, who's keeping statistics on that? I'm not, but who that has in, I would say in history has shown that candles seem to perform well from that place in my home, and this one is no exception. A good solid 8, I would say, in terms of throw. Strength on this candle, I'm going to say it's about a 7.5, I would say. This is a fragrance that is not like smacking me in the face, but it is definitely noticeable. I mean, anybody who's walked into my home when I've been burning this, even like my husband walked in and he was like, oh, it smells really good in here. It's definitely a fragrance that makes its presence known. So I have a feeling, you guys, I might venture on over to the Snif website and possibly look at purchasing another one of these. I did recently see that this one was available on a like on a rewards type of thing. So one of the things that I will say about Snif is that you do want to sign up for their rewards program because they are quite generous in accruing rewards points very quickly, and you can oftentimes redeem those rewards for like a free candle, or a free, whatever, like free body care product if you want. You can also redeem them for dollars off of your purchase. And they're usually like significant dollars, you guys. It's usually not like cheap amount of dollars that you can, redeem them for. And then the other thing that I will say is that if you go onto the Snif website, if you have ever purchased anything from them, go back. They will send you an email they will say, how did you like it? Submit a review. If you submit a review with the Snif website, they sometimes will send you a coupon for 25% off a future purchase. So that might be something that interests you. But overall, you guys, I actually think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and purchase another one of these so that way I can burn two in my home. I'm really, really enjoying this fragrance. The only other candle I have found currently in my collection that I like pairing this with is my Caramel Sundays Bakery on Main, which is a good like vanilla cupcake type of fragrance. Then we've just got like the whole bakery going on in my house at once, right? But this has been a really, really nice fragrance. I know that Melanie did a review on this, but I think she has the big, large 4-wick. So in case you've been wanting some thoughts on the smaller vessel and how it has performed in my space. Now, again, you guys keep in mind, if you're new to my channel, I do list in the description box the layout of my home, environmental factors, size, all of those things, so that way you can do a comparison. But yeah, if you've just been wanting to know how the smaller size performs, now you know. So let me know in the comment box down below if you have purchased any Snif candles, what your burn experience has been with them. Were you curious about this fragrance? I would like to hear your thoughts. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.